Hi there, Libra, and welcome to your monthly forecast. This is for the month of April, and it's always great to see you. Just a quick reminder that you can use this for your sun, your rising, and for your moon sign. And if there's someone in your life that you want to look in on, you can also use this for a loved one. If you're a returning visitor, I'd just like to say thank you. And if you're brand new, let me give you a little bit of an overview for how this is organized. I will begin with some channeled information, which we'll get to in just a second. Then I go into a full Celtic cross for the month, and then I expand the forecast to look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. If after watching this you enjoy what you see and you would like to give back, please stick around until the end. I give some information there about how you can join me on social media, how you can also give back through Patreon, or if you're interested, you can schedule an appointment. I'll put this up briefly here, but I'll talk in greater length at the end. In the meantime, I'd like to get straight into that channeled information because I know you all came here for some guidance for this month, so let's get into that. To arrive at the channeled information, I select a deck of cards and I meditate. And as I'm doing this, I pick up on images, sounds, and also feelings associated with the energy for this month. For you, I got the feeling of needing to both balance yourself and coordinate opportunities in front of you. Literally, for a moment, I had to sort of catch my breath, and then the image that came to mind was something like the Two of Pentacles, where you were either sort of balancing things or juggling things. And so your message this month was to really focus on coordination and anticipation. The act of coordination is not simply something that you're going to be doing with like muscle memory or your body. This is also the coordination of efforts around you, people around you, opportunities. And the main thing that I get when I kind of tune into that word of coordination or to coordinate is that you really shouldn't be letting go of a good opportunity this month. If you have a few things in front of you, it's more a matter of how can I get these things to work together and who can I pull from my friend circle, my coworkers, etc., and kind of bring them in to assist you, because I feel like there's a lot of energy that wants to come in. And the main thing you want to try to do this month, even if you're feeling a little taxed out or challenged, is to continue to open up and to hopefully find a way for it to all work together in harmony or in concert. And that's really what a juggler does. They're not touching each of the objects at once. They're finding a way to kind of keep them all in motion. At any given time, it's usually just two, whether they're juggling 2, 3, 4, 5. There's just a few that they're kind of handling at any given time. And I think that's really your message too, is to prioritize, to figure out each day, sort of like a clean slate. Today, this is what I'm going to focus on. Even if the previous day wasn't really successful and you dropped a few things, you can always pick up, you can always try again. One of the keys, I don't really juggle, but as I'm tuning into this, I think is practice, being persistent, working at it every day, and then also just remembering that in any given day and in any given part of the month, you don't have to do everything at once. You're going to find when it feels right, when you're ready, and you're going to anticipate through your own intuition, your preparedness, through just kind of pulling on past experiences when you need to show up and how you need to show up. Sometimes when things start to happen, they happen with sort of a speed that we didn't anticipate. And for many of you, there could be this opportunity that a lot is coming at you, and I want you to start each day thinking, I can handle this. Even if it's going to be a little bit stressful in the moment, just remember that you started the day knowing you can do it, and somehow you'll find it within your soul's knowledge and also just your own innate skills to make it happen. And I think that's the key to success when you look at people that have reached new heights. If you listen to like a celebrity or a famous figure talk about how they got there, a lot of times they don't even know themselves. They just kept showing up and figured it's going to work. And I think if you can do that this month, your ability to believe in yourself will be what pulls all of the coordination and activities around you into one solid whole that is going to allow you to create harmony out of what could be, for some people, chaos. So really embrace everything and believe that you are going to be sort of like the conductor this month, bringing everything into order. I know you can do it, and I'm hoping that I can help you today find some of those ways as we look at the cards. Great segue into doing just that. I'm going to shuffle the deck here in just a moment, and I like to remain quiet at this point while I assemble the Celtic cross. As soon as I'm finished, I will turn the camera back up and we'll go through each card and their meaning for you. Your catalyst card this month is the Lion. The main message I received as I looked at this was subtlety is the key to success. If we were to compare this card with the Strength card, it looks very similar, of course, but it's missing that figure in the background, the woman that's usually opening its mouth. And what I would say here is that's because you don't need to force your way. You can use a whole arsenal of things at your disposal, like your charisma, your timing, your ability to state your words and your intentions clearly using your wonderful communication skills. Subtlety is going to win over everyone around you. That plus your ability to coordinate and anticipate what we were talking about just a second ago, that timing, that moment. So just believe in yourself. Know that strong leaders, great people that are at the helm of an organization or a family or anything, they don't always need to state that they're strong. People around them respect them, they see it, and it's because the person is owning it. So this month, I want you to really work on a soul and a mind level in believing in yourself. And then as you start to do that, your crowning card, by the way, is the Ace of Pentacles, you're going to be able to continue to manifest, to continue to bring in opportunity, and you won't have to put yourself in a situation where you feel like you're forcing others. And I know that's something that Libra really doesn't want to do. Thankfully, it doesn't look like you have to. And as we start to look at each card today, we're going to have some more insights on how you can really maximize all of the opportunities this month. I want to start off with a very clear thing that popped out as I'm looking at all of these cards. There definitely is a sort of challenge, or I think for you, an opportunity to figure out resources. You have a Knight of Pentacles card at the center, an Ace of Pentacles in the crowning position, a Seven of Pentacles in the near future, and a Four of Pentacles in the environment. Let me pull the camera up and we'll talk about all of these first, and then I will go to everything else around it. At the center, you have the Knight of Pentacles card in reverse, and it is crossed by the Ace of Wands. So for me, this is about perception. It's in the mind. Wands are usually about thought. The reality card is the Ace of Pentacles, and it's in the crowning position. So what I want you to try to do this month is to try to not feel like things are going to be more difficult than they need to be. And for some of you, there might be a need to sort of invest some TLC, some time, some energy into your mind, into your body, into your overall feeling of well-being. There could also be, for some of you, a need to really focus on nutrition, especially in respect to your vitality. For me, the Seven of Pentacles can sometimes show a lack of balance in nutrients, overall wellness, or again, just your sort of physical strength. So even if you don't normally sort of feel motivated to be active and exercise, it's going to be important this month because as we see with this Ace of Pentacles card, the ability to stay strong, to be vital, and really also with the Ace of Wands card, you need to be strong in mind and in body. If you do this, then you're going to be able to show up for all of these things that want to come through for you. Also, before we get back into the regular reading, I just want to talk about the Four of Pentacles card. Typically, this is one of limiting yourself. It can sometimes be through self-confidence. It can be through fear, doubt. And what we're also seeing this month is a need to sort of change habits as you look at the sort of marks on the wall where they're moving the old coins to a different place. What I want you to look at when it comes to wealth, resources, self-worth, if there's anything that you've done in the past and it hasn't worked, I don't want that to be sort of like a badge that you're wearing, that it always has to be that way. This month is brand new. And if you failed at something before, if you had challenges, if something didn't quite manifest the way you wanted it, this is a brand new page in the book of your life. And so I want you to rewrite what your present and what your future is going to be, and not to limit yourself, to leave some blank pages and allow the universe to surprise you in a positive way. And a really great tool whenever you're working on like a vision board or trying to imagine how something can happen is to kind of leave some space and then add this thought, all of this or something better, or surpass my expectations, because what that kind of shows the universe is that you're open, that you're ready, and that you know what you want, but you're also ready to be surprised by even more. Abundance then can flow in, and I think that you can start to embrace the energy of the Ace of Pentacles. All right, let's get back into the reading here. Now, at the center, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. For many of you, there could literally be some sort of cost or expense that was unexpected, and the beginning of the month is going to maybe set you in a little bit of a tailspin, wondering, okay, how do I deal with this? It could also simply be an increased focus on what you need to do to grow your money or your opportunities. The Ace of Wands is an expansive card of the ability for you to think, to research, to have great developmental skills this month, and it's crossing the Knight of Pentacles, which means you can think your way out of any problem. And when we couple it with what we see here in the deep past, the Queen of Wands, it's also reminding you that your own insights may be either equal to or greater than someone in your life who you'd given power to. This could be a CPA, this could be an editor, this could be a parent, this could be a boss. Perhaps there was someone that came in and said, this is the way you do it. And maybe you tried that. If it worked, good, but if there was a point where you knew in your heart and soul that there was a better way, this is the month where you get a second chance at that. And I want you to listen to the wisdom of your own soul in this particular situation. And that's what we're really looking at here with the Moon card. For me, the Moon always indicates your own intuition, but sometimes a doubt or a fear to face what it's trying to tell you. And you'll notice in this particular card, you can see the reflection of the moon on the water. And so this is a month to sort of dispel illusions, to see through things that in the past you might have been willing to overlook, but it's now getting to a point where you know that, no, I have to take this on, or I have to face the fact that this person isn't showing up the way they need to be. And if I'm just afraid of something, why am I afraid of it? Is there anything that I can do to help get past that? Is it simply about taking the first step, just like the Fool card would indicate? So whatever's going on, the sooner you can own your own power, take that leap, and face whatever it is that's scaring you or bringing you this sense of discomfort, the sooner you're going to be able to embrace the Ace of Pentacles. Many of you may be either in a new relationship, there may be a new job opportunity coming through. You might be completing and then getting ready to start something new, a new project, or even a new house, as we saw in that. This is a beautiful beginning, but it usually shows an opportunity. The question is, are you ready for it, or are you afraid of something? I think that many of you are ready for change, or you're right on that edge, that precipice, looking out and wondering, when is it coming? Or am I going to take that leap of faith? In your near future, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card that shows gradual but steady improvement, but it's followed up very shortly by the Six of Swords, and it's reversed. Some of you may find yourself at this sort of cross in the road where you are sort of satisfied with doing something, but not to the point that you see yourself there forever. And there's this eventual knowledge that it's time to make a turn, it's time to shift, it's time to try something new. But there's something internal for many of you this month that is either preventing it or delaying it. And the Moon card really does sort of speak to that. It's hopes, it's fears, it's the sort of unknown factor. Many of you may have people that depend on you, and you're worried about sort of how this could impact your money, because so many of these cards are really in the Pentacle suit. I want you to just do what's best for you and your family, obviously, but know that I see this change on the horizon as an inevitable one for many of you. If you're feeling good, if you've already made this change, this is showing that in the near future, it's either going to be a lot easier for you to travel, or it's going to be a requisite to your new role, your new position, or whatever you're starting to do in your life. You're being called to have more outreach, more presence, either in your community or in the world at large. So this is also showing for some of you that it's time to take a break. You've probably been working too hard, and you could keep putting this on the snooze button, your chance to relax a little bit. And the universe right now is kind of showing up saying, if you don't take care of yourself, then it's hard to improve. It's hard to embrace the opportunities. Get the sleep you need. Take a day off. Take more than a day or two if you can. And know that when you come back, you'll be stronger, you'll be invigorated, you'll have this vitality that we see here in the Ace of Wands, and also you'll be able to capitalize on that as we see with the Ace of Pentacles. I love that you got two aces. There's just some cards around it showing that you need to really allow for your body and your energy to embrace that a little bit more. Speaking of which, we already talked a lot about the Four of Pentacles. The other element of this goes into health. And this can show that there's either a tightening in your, some of you may be having some issues with like seasonal allergies. It can show problems with breathing, respiration, or around the heart, sometimes a tightening. So if you're holding stress in this area, you really want to do something to help release it. If you have any history of breathing problems or even blood pressure or sort of blood chemistry issues, this is a good time for you to go to the doctor and get that checked out. In your hopes and fears, we have the King of Wands, which pairs nicely with the deep past here, the Queen of Wands. As a sort of evolution of your soul, this is showing that many of you are going to be able to get even more sort of in charge and control of what's going on in your life, a feeling of basically empowerment, which is that whatever it was that was limiting or perhaps held you back in the past, whatever you were afraid to sort of look at, it no longer presents itself as an issue. Two of the same suit for me also indicates partnership possibilities or interactions this month. We'll start first for the people that are in relationships. If you're in a relationship, one thing that comes through is, are you making time for that person and intimacy in particular with that person? So I have the Ace of Wands right at the center, which usually shows that private time that you would need with someone just to talk, to be close. Again, even physical relationships, are you making that sort of time, or are you just too busy? Because there were so many cards here that were relating to money, responsibilities, stress, and things like that. So if that's the case, that's something that you want to talk about. The Moon card can also show planning for a family. Some of you may be at the point in your lives where you're thinking, are we ready? Or maybe you're having some fertility issues. The other thing that I'm seeing here for those of you that might be in a relationship is, if it's not something that you've made exclusive, with the Six of Swords, there could be a need to sort of separate and decide, is this for me? Is this what I want? Are we going to either end up getting married, or am I going to go my separate way and you're going to go your separate way? Now, for those of you that are single, the message that I'm seeing here with the King of Wands is there's a lot of ability to sort of be in your mind this month and explore things. And you combine that with the Six of Swords, and you may just really benefit from some time away from either other people in your life or just enjoying your own company, getting back into your own energetic space. Your sign, perhaps more than any other, has this ability to be very empathic, to see things from a top level, but sometimes that means that you lose track of who you are. So take time this month to really find that and get back into your own mind, your own energy, your own goals. With Temperance in reversed here in your outcome, this is really reminding you now that as you get into the last weeks of the month, it's important for you to start to put yourself first. And again, this can be a challenge sometimes for the sign of Libra, because there is so much energy put into diplomacy and to trying to make others happy. I think that for many of you, this is showing you that if there's anything that you've sort of sacrificed for others, maybe especially for those of you that might be parents, or might just be the sort that feel guilty maybe for doing something that feels good or that is a dream or desire of yours. At the end of the month, the time is right. It's important for you to take some time for yourself to go move forward in that direction, and know that by doing this, you're actually creating the balance that your sign sort of wants. If you're symbolized by scales. If you put too much energy into others, or if you give away too much, the scales are imbalanced. And this month is really ultimately about putting a little bit more energy into yourself, both with that Knight of Pentacles in the middle, which can be self-development, self-improvement, and now Temperance in reversed at the very end. Continue to work on yourself, continue to balance things out as you go through things like working through fears, giving yourself the space that you need, and knowing that you're going to get what you need or more than what you need. All of a sudden, you open yourself up to this beautiful bounty that is on the horizon. All right, let's go ahead now and take a look at your expanded forecast. We're going to begin with your health card. Health, of course, is mind, body, and spirit. We'll give the cards a nice shuffle and see what the message is for you. Your message this month is rest and reconsider. And when you couple it with the Six of Swords, which I'll turn around here so you can see the illustration, both of them have this beautiful connection to nature. Of course, the ability to sort of get out and enjoy nature really is dependent on the weather. And this card is not meant to be taken literally with that. It's more about finding a sacred space, taking some time to yourself, and allowing for your internal batteries to recharge. That's all that matters. And perhaps in your meditation, you can imagine yourself here in this beautiful, warm environment, if that's not something that is actually existing where you're at. Let's move on now to wealth and look at what's coming through for both money and opportunities this month, and also, more importantly, how you feel about those as they come through. So we have a card here that's showing that opportunities will be surfacing, and it ties in nicely to the Ace of Pentacles. Here is your surfacing card, and again, here's the Ace card. And the interesting thing that I see with the surfacing one is it reminds me of growth. The dominant color here is green, that's in the heart chakra. And also looking at all of those little sort of small bubbles or moments there of energy kind of emerging, it reminds me that throughout the course of this month, you're gonna have little tiny moments that you have to, just like I was seeing in the initial vision, sort of juggle and find a way to maximize. And bringing us way back to that channeled information, your goal this month when it comes to your opportunities, which is why this is coming through in wealth, is to not let anything pass you by. Remember what we talked about earlier. Coordinate, anticipate, and start each day with the idea that I can handle this, I have this under control. Even if you're not sure of it, beginning the day with that positive statement starts to bring it into a reality, and knowing that that's half of the battle will be key to your success. We just looked at health and wealth. Let's look now at love and see what the message is for relationships in your life. The message this month with impatience in reverse is, of course, to be as patient as possible, to listen to yourself, to listen to others, and to know that you can't really rush things along. And I think what's important is if we connect this with the Six of Swords here in the ego, it's important to kind of get back to what you need, who you are, what your goals are, and we saw that also echoed in the health card. With proper rest, with that space, comes health, comes happiness, comes love and understanding, particularly when it comes to interpersonal relationships and dating especially. Let's look now at your destiny card, which shows the direction in which you're headed and allows you either to continue down that path, or if you're unhappy, this is your chance to sort of operate on your GPS and find a new way. So we'll give this a good shuffle and see what's coming through for the month of April. Now your card was reversed, but let's pull it in the upright position and read it. It says, in the world, not of the world. If you've watched any of my intuitive development series, I think we can all relate to this, especially myself. Sometimes you don't feel like you're definitely connected with this body, this life, all the experiences that are going on around you in this particular moment. And this card is reminding you that you're in good company. In fact, part of your journey on this planet might be to shake up the status quo. Your family may not understand you, your colleagues, your friends, your classmates, whoever it is around you that's sort of looking at you wondering, who are you again? Are you sure you're from this family? Are you sure you're from this planet? This is saying, well, maybe you're not. And maybe that's okay, because what you're supposed to be doing, not just this month, but I would say starting right now for the rest of your life, is deciding what is the mark that you want to make on the planet. What's your little thumbprint that you want to leave on this little blue world before you graduate to the next level, whatever that is. If you're finding that you need to get where you want to go faster, you can make that happen this month. But I feel like all you need is a little bit of time and realization that it's okay. So this month I'm letting you know that wherever you are on your path, it's okay. It's okay to not fit in. It's okay to try different things, and know that what you've done, where you grew up, who's around you, that's not necessarily all you. There's something deeper inside that kind of wants to show itself. And so if you want to emerge and try a new chapter in your life, as I said earlier, this is the time to open that up and create a new ending for yourself and a new possibility for yourself. All right, let's go ahead now and review everything that we talked about. Your channeled information this month was to coordinate and anticipate, knowing that part of this would involve juggling, and that's what this card reminded me of, trying to keep everything really at your disposal in the air, not worrying about doing everything at once, but really focusing on one or two main things and then keeping the other ones within your field of vision. Your catalyst this month was to be strong, but not to be overbearing, to really allow for subtlety to win out. Your diplomacy skills are going to really reign supreme this month, but know that there is a need for you to step up a little bit, and that's what the Lion is showing. As we look at your center card, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, a general note here that you may be needing to put a little bit of time and energy into something this month that you didn't expect, so prepare. There could also be a cost that is unexpected. know that you can probably think yourself around this and find a way to either recuperate or maybe even find a way to reduce some of the cost just by trusting yourself and trusting your ability to manage. And with that being said, we have both the Queen and the King of Wands showing up this month, which shows an evolution of thought. It might be a partnership opportunity. It's also just saying that you really want to keep a close eye on things and not sort of hand off too many responsibilities. The Moon card reminding you to face your fears, especially since it's reversed. The Ace of Pentacles showing that the reality of all of the money and resource cards this month is that there's opportunity. Opportunity to improve, opportunity to grow, maybe invest or divest from something, but overall it's a growth potential for you. We have Seven of Pentacles, slow and steady growth, recovery, and also focusing on nutrition this month if that is something that you feel like you need to improve upon. We have the Six of Swords in reverse, delayed travel, or perhaps a need for some of you to take a trip to take care of yourself again for that rest and that recovery. The Four of Pentacles in reverse, reminding you to always imagine that more can come to you than your wildest dreams might have set you up for. So keep the box open. Try not to sort of limit how much can come into your life. The King of Wands card, of course, speaking to your ability to become the sort of person in control or in charge, and perhaps that's through the gentle and charismatic energy that you have. But ultimately, at the end of the month, it is important to put your priorities first, especially if you've been spending a lot of time in diplomacy or in trying to organize and lead a larger group. Expanded forecast, the first card is about your health, and it's saying rest and reconsider. For a lot of you, that reconsider part could be the clarity that you need in a relationship, in an overall path of a career, etc. Are you happy? If you're not happy, this is your chance to really get back to yourself and figure out what it is that you want in life. With wealth, there's a lot of opportunities coming through. Try to embrace as many as possible because we don't always see this much in a given month. That juggling energy and image that I saw at the beginning is really going to be a necessary component to this month and the success. Patience is key, especially since this was reversed. You are going to be guided by spirit and by your own intuition. The key thing for you, and I think it factors into the final card, is what are you trying to create? What are you trying to do? Is the impatience because you've been pulled off a path or because other people can't see what you're trying to do? Have you just not given yourself enough time to figure things out? Whatever it is, try to slow down, try to take a deep breath, and realize that part of this whole journey for you especially was to sort of feel out of place. Again, this says in the world, not of the world. Many of you may be experiencing some sort of a soul awakening, a spiritual recognition that you have a bigger purpose on the planet. And if that's happening, it's never too late to go after that. And that impatience that you're feeling can be channeled into inspiration and ultimately can be used to fuel all of the opportunities that are surfacing for you this month. So that brings your monthly reading to a close. I hope it gave you a sense of understanding for what's in front of you. Hopefully a sense also of encouragement. There's so many beautiful things that were coming through for your sign. Namely that I see something really beautiful on the horizon. Your crowning card was the Ace of Pentacles. This is really what I want you to meditate on this month, is this idea of bringing in not just self-worth, but whatever this big goal is in your life. For many of you, this could be some sort of soul evolution, some sort of creative energy that wants to emerge. And just know this, you're being guided to achieve that end. Even if that, for some of you, that could be finding the love of your life, that could be creating a project, that could be advocating or creating some change in this planet and its consciousness, similar to hopefully what I'm doing here. So whatever you're trying to accomplish, know that you're getting one step closer this month, and to not let go, to really try to do your best to juggle everything. To that end, if you ever need some help in sorting out what's what and how to kind of figure out what's important, what you need to navigate, or if there's a big decision in your court, know that you can reach out to me. The first card in the video and the first link below the video is a way to book an appointment, and you can look at my rates and availability, and if that happens to work out for you, then I look forward to chatting. If, as I said earlier, you just want to give back and support the channel, there's also an easy way to do that. The second card and the second link below the video is a way to connect on Patreon or just to do a one-time donation through my website. To everyone that has donated or is thinking about it, I just want to say thank you so much. You've made all of this possible. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for those of you that have been with me every step of the journey, and please share this with others so that we can continue to grow this community of light workers, lighthouses, stars, whatever you want to see us as. We're beautiful, resplendent beings, and we're trying to light up this planet. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of that. I want to end with that note, which is it's okay, again, if you're feeling a little bit out of sorts this month. I think for many of you, it's a matter of getting back to who you are and what you want. So I hope that this month gives you a chance to do that. And with this beautiful card in your crowning position, I see a great quarter of the year ahead of you. This month is giving you a chance to do a little bit of repair and self-care. So try to let go and just allow for your purpose and all of the opportunities that want to present themselves to come into your life. Open your heart, open your mind, and let's see what we can all do together. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful month, and I can't wait to see you again. Until next time.